Okay. Needs to be something. Work the love note into the conversation and get him to admit he wrote it. Did you write this love note?
All right, welcome to another School Principal Reacts. My name is Brandon, and I'm a high school principal from the U.S. state of Georgia. We're continuing on with Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide today. This one is called Notes. Of course, I haven't seen it. I am going through this series. I know you all have encouraged me to keep going through this series, and so I like to listen to you all's feedback and follow that. This one's called Notes. It says it's going to be about passing notes. You do still see that to a degree in schools, but I think that somewhat has phased out in favor of electronic communication. But you do still see that. I'm interested to see what happens here in this episode. And of course, just a reminder, if you like tuning into these episodes but aren't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content. Let's get started.
Sometimes you have to tell your friend something, and it cannot wait till after class. So you pass them a note.
Ned, pass this note to Susie.
And by the way, I know students feel that at this point in their lives, that's how it is. It can't wait. It just can't wait. And I'll be honest, I've never seen something that needs to be said or communicated that can't wait. It's usually, from an adult perspective, something that's not really all that important. Or, hey, just wait until lunch or sometime where you can talk to tell this person. I've never seen something that truly can't wait, but I do remember, you kind of feel like that when you're this age.
Here's some tips on the best way to pass a note and not get caught. Don't physically pass the note. Use a footnote instead.
Footnote. I've never seen the footnote. That's kind of interesting. I think that might actually be too conspicuous, doing your foot like that. And then you can clearly see this Post-it note here on this guy's foot. I've never seen it before, unless that just means it's so clever that I've never seen it because it's hidden so much. But I don't think so. I've never heard of kids doing this, but let's see what the other ways of passing notes are. He goes through a whole
paperless and text message your note. Make sure your ringer is turned off.
Yeah, a few things about this. And first off, you can see from the style of this person's phone, just a reminder that this was made quite some time ago now. Schools differ on what cell phone policy is. There are schools that kind of embrace that. They say you can bring your phone and you can use it for class, and they encourage teachers to have assignments that include uses for their phone. They can get it out and participate in whatever the activity is. That's pretty common. There are other schools where it's not allowed, or it's only allowed at certain times or certain places, like lunchtime or other times throughout the day. So it really kind of varies. Which is best? Well, I think that depends on what each school is like. A lot of times different schools have different needs, and so that may include whatever the cell phone policy happens to be. But there are advantages and disadvantages to both. And on this tip, making sure your ringer is off. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, that is very annoying and disruptive to a teacher. Even at a school that allows cell phones like that, they're not going to allow students to use it during class because obviously you want to be paying attention and doing whatever assignment that the class is working on. So, if your phone goes off during class, yeah, that tends to be a problem, even at schools where that's allowed. I've been at both types of schools where phones aren't allowed at all, and then also where phones are allowed. But even then, you can't just use it during class. And also, this goes along with what I was saying about physical notes being phased out in favor of text messages. And now this didn't really exist at this time, but group chats and other social media platforms that allow group chatting. So you don't see this style of doing it quite that much anymore.
And I'm not telling you to pass notes, but if you do, be careful.
Pass this to Susie.
Hand it over, Mr. Bigby.
Uh-oh.
No notes in my class, Mr. Bigby. Now you owe me a 1,000-word paper on cell division.
1,000 word.
But I didn't write it.
Well, then,
Uh-oh.
did?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he likes her. Okay. Yeah, I thought he was going to say the old, oh, let's read it in front of the class, which is a very bad idea if you're a teacher. But thankfully, he didn't go there. Hopefully, he won't go there here with this note. And he doesn't want to say, oh, they wrote it. But obviously, he can probably just look at the note and tell that it probably wasn't Ned that wrote it.
Thanks a lot. Now I have to write a 1,000-word report on cell division.
And whose fault is that? Next time, don't get caught.
No, it's her fault. It's her fault. She said, and whose fault is that? Well, I'm thinking, well, it's kind of yours. You said, hey, pass this to Susie. Yeah, it's her fault.
I need a light note.
You go first. Someone wrote me a secret love note. It's a
Sure.
little sappy, but it's really nice too. And it's written in calligraphy.
Yeah, on second thought, you go first.
I was late for gym and now Durga wants a note.
Why were you late?
Yeah, where are the teachers, by the way? Yeah, that would be a pretty big problem, to students doing that right at each other in the hallway. Typically, at most schools, really at all levels, but particularly middle school and high school, the teachers are going to be in the hall while students change classes. And in middle school, a lot of schools have it a lot more structured than this. This looks more like a high school where, you know, the bell rings and students just go to the next class. There are middle schools that do that, but more commonly, the teachers are going to sort of escort them or at least prompt them of when to go and then just stand out in the hallway while they change. So the fact that there's no teachers is really unusual. So many other shows, though, are guilty of the same thing. If you've seen my other videos, you've heard me say, where are the teachers? I don't see any teachers. But I understand in many of these shows, you know, if the teachers are there to stop it, then the plot line that the writers wrote can't really happen.
Mop bucket chicken.
If I don't get Durga a note from a teacher
Mop
explaining why
bucket.
I was late,
Mop bucket chicken. I've never seen that before.
I'll lower 1,000 push-ups. What am I
1,000
gonna do?
push-ups.
Have you heard of the forger? The
Forger.
Who's that? He's a mysterious figure who was the best note forger in school. Nobody knows his true identity.
How
Mm.
do I meet him?
Get a box of coconut macaroons. That's how he likes to be paid.
I'm wondering who this person is because he says the second he said the forger, I'm like, yeah. Unfortunately, that does happen in schools. You have people that try to forge notes. Now, the most common note forgery actually tends to be from parents or from the student's parent. The student themselves will write a note or get someone else to write a note that's supposed to be from their parents. Now, in most situations, the school is going to call and verify that, particularly if it's some important change that needs to take place. They're going to call the parent, and the parent may say, you know, I didn't write anything. But here, I think they're trying to forge maybe a teacher's note. I'm not sure what they're going to forge here, but all they have to do is call that teacher and say, hey, did you excuse this person, or whatever they're going to do here. And it's going to be pretty easy for them to find out that it's not real. But let's see. I'm excited to see what this forger is all about.
Go to the lunchroom bulletin board and leave a note.
Mhm.
Then he'll contact you.
Still spinning the
Hey,
basketball.
Ned, could you pass this note to yourself?
Uh-oh. So mean. That's so mean. That's kind of bullying a
Can't
little
believe you're
bit.
gonna take the rep for Bitsy and write that report.
I have to write the report. What else am I gonna do? Be a rat?
I got another love note.
Somebody wrote you a love note?
Yeah, I found it today and I've been telling you. You would never understand.
Or was it him that wrote it?
I think Seth wrote them.
Orange. Orange.
I kind of doubt it.
Yeah. He's clearly a deep thinker.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Ned said, yeah, he's clearly a deep thinker. Yeah, I would be surprised if it were him.
He's clearly a hottie. And he's in my history class, which is where I found the first note. It's gotta be Seth.
Mm.
Okay, young people, please put
What
your
is that on his
projects on the
head?
table in the back. I'll get to them as soon as possible.
Okay. Needs to be subtle. Work the love note into the conversation and get him to admit he wrote it. Did you write this love note?
I don't know if you heard what she said. Be subtle. Let's work it into the conversation. And then she just asked some point blank. But, you know, like Ned said on some of the previous episodes, the direct approach is going to get you what you want to know.
No, this is so sappy. I write poems. Do you want to hear one? Roses are red, basketballs are orange. I'm kind of stuck after that. Do you know a word that rhymes with orange?
Yeah, he's not quite the poet. Oh, another one.
Chandra, do you know whose project this is?
I think it's Loomer's.
Boomers? Yep. Okay, he's gonna get his forgery, whatever it is. Band room storage.
And Ted.
Yep. And I mentioned on another episode, band is what I used to teach. But this looks like a band storage room, kind of, sort of. See some congas in there. And it looks more like orchestra, actually. I think, a cello up there and maybe a violin or two just kind of strewn about. And there's a trombone. Looks like a little bit of everything thrown in there. Trombones just thrown up there.
I need a note. The coconut macaroons.
It sounds like the guy that told him about the forager. I forgot his name. The guy that ran for vice president of the school, the student body. I can't remember his name. But yeah, this band storage room is so strange. Look, you got trombones just laying up there, no case. You got these random drums sitting up there, congas or bongos or whatever they are. And then you've got it looks like a cello or a string bass, and then a violin like hanging from somewhere. I guess they just want you to know that's really what it is. So they just throw random instruments in there. And this kid would never be allowed. Him being in there by himself in the dark would be a problem too. And by the way, where's the smoke coming from? So this is all a little suspect, but let's see if he gets his note forgery.
How can I help you?
Okay, Cook. Note accepted. So no push-ups.
Huh. Yeah, and again, I'm like, a note from who and what does the note say? I guess they didn't want to get into that. And in a situation like this, school policy on this is different. Some schools will allow, if students come late, they have to have a note, like if they were detained by another teacher. But a lot of schools will just say you can't even do that. And if you're a teacher, you have to let your students go by a certain time. Schools are a little different on that, depending on where you are.
Hey, how's a 1,000-word report coming?
Only 1,000 words to go. How's your super sappy secret love note writer search going?
I think it was written by Loomer.
Excuse me.
Spit take.
Do you think there's a romantic deep inside Loomer?
He eats it.
No, but there's daisies.
Oh, he wants more.
Nose worked, and for only 20 boxes of coconut macaroons, he'll give me his personal pager number. I'll have access 24/7.
His personal pager number. Yeah, you can see how old this show is now. His pager. I haven't heard of anyone using a pager in quite some time. But yeah, he wants all the notes he can get in case he plays Mop Bucket Chicken, which I've never seen happen. That would be a problem too. But let's see how this plays out here.
I can do anything I want, and no one can stop me.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go well.
Yeah, it won't.
This is killing me. I need to get a sample of Loomer's handwriting and find out if he wrote these love notes.
Yeah, I should get back to work on my project. Did I mention it has to be 1,000 words?
Cell division. Where's this going here? Selfish diet. Oh. Yeah, and there are some situations where having a note from someone like a teacher or your parent would help, particularly on your attendance at school, your attendance record at school, and then also, if you're late or something. But no, the note said shellfish diet, and he's eating like a lobster with someone playing the violin. Nah, you can't do anything you want as long as some random note says that. Who's supposed to be writing the note? I guess they never say here. Oh, she needs a sample. Fell asleep. Sore back. No. And most notes, if they concern, let's say, some sort of nutrition issue or physical health issue, it's going to be written by a doctor. And yeah, forging notes from a doctor, that's a pretty serious deal. And you're not going to be allowed to, have a meal in class or have a masseuse here, but it might be something like, okay, I have a medical condition where I need to use the bathroom more frequently, and that's going to come from a doctor, and you're going to give it to the school nurse, or a condition, or maybe they have to use crutches or something, or maybe you have some other physical impairment that makes it hard to get around, and you have something from a doctor for that. And then the school might work out for you to get out of class just a couple minutes early in order to get to the next class before everyone leaves. But you can't have a massage in class like this, and it doesn't quite go that far. Wants to know if it's him or not. Oh man, the forger. No, this is so silly. Yeah, it doesn't work quite like that, but I get it. And with Mose hitting Loomer's locker with her head, couldn't she just hit it with her fist or something? That's a little weird. Is that the secret way of opening it? Bully's Guide to Winning. All right. The Bully's Guide to Writing Sappy Love Notes in Calligraphy. That's the book that Loomer has. So some pretty strong evidence there. Here we go. Uh-oh.
No!
It must be him.
1,000-word report.
Or at least we're meant to think it's him. My guess is it's really someone else, and it's not really him somehow, but I guess we'll find that out here soon.
I don't even know 1,000 words.
Tell me about it. I have a 5-page report on the Pythagorean theorem. I can't stand Bitsy.
Let me guess. She asked you to pass a note and you got nabbed.
That's what happened to me.
Uh-oh.
I say we give Bitsy a taste of her own medicine. Yeah! I say we come up with a diabolical plan to get Bitsy in trouble. Yeah! I say we finish our projects first so we don't get in more trouble.
Yeah.
Who's this guy in the pink shirt in the back? He looks like a full-grown man. I don't know who. I noticed him immediately when he kind of stood up. I don't know who that is.
This is it. I'm going in. Can't
What's she
believe
gonna
I'm
do?
doing this. I know you wrote these.
Did you like them?
It was him.
Actually, yeah. I don't get it. You beat people up and then you write beautiful love notes.
I'm a complex individual.
What are these?
Uh-oh.
Ooh, savvy love notes. Who wrote these?
Uh-oh. Is he gonna deny it?
I don't write love notes.
Yeah.
Eat 'em. Come around.
Uh-oh.
Right. I'm just kidding around.
Oh, man, we were scared for a second.
Uh-oh.
We knew these
Yeah, I told you he's going to get found out with his notes scheme.
notes were forged, Cuck.
We've been trying to nab LaForge all year, so we
LaForge.
found you.
Your note passing days are over.
And now you've led us right to LaForge's lair.
Oh, he sent a message. That's ridiculous. LaForge. Yeah, you don't hang instruments up like that. I've never seen that. You put them in a case and you put them on a shelf or in a locker, and that's it. You don't hang them up like this. This is really weird.
Your paper, Mr. Bigby.
Did he do it?
Bitsy,
Here we go.
could you pass this note to Coconut Head? Bitsy, could you pass this note on?
Stuck to her. Now they all do it. Oh, come on. Okay, let's see what Sweeney does. And he's going to believe that she did all these herself and stuck them on herself. I don't know about that, but let's see. Yep, they got
He
revenge.
got busted with so many notes. She has to write Sweeney a 10,000-word report on chlorophyll.
Boomer wrote me a love note and then he ate it. And I have to get a note explaining everything I did signed by my mother. I'm dead meat.
Oh, man.
At least LaForge got away.
I think it's him. Yeah. All right, so that's the episode. That one was kind of funny. Not as realistic this time, but notes are a very important part of school life when it comes to getting notes from either your parent or the doctor or a teacher or whatever. Also, passing notes, yes, that is still a thing, not as much anymore due to electronic communications, but I did enjoy that one. It was pretty funny, actually, but I'm going to leave the video there. Hope you enjoyed it right along with me. That was notes. The next one is best friends. I can't wait for that one next week. I hope you continue to enjoy me going through this series. I'm enjoying it. Again, I didn't know about this show before you guys recommended it. So I do plan on going all the way to the end based on you all's recommendations and comments. But I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you next time on School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.